Have you ever wondered why birds like parrots or starlings, corvids, or bowerbirds are so good at mimicking human speech, and yet our closest primate relatives are bad to incapable of it? A video recently went viral of somebody watching Netflix Dancing with Birds documentary, which highlighted the McGregor's bowerbird doing an incredible impersonation of children at play.
What the actual fuck is going on? How do they do that? And if you happen to study birds and you know this, I legitimately want to know. I need answers.
That's me. All right, I am happy to answer this question because it's actually kind of a complicated one. So the answer comes down to three basic things. The first is in the physiology of the vocal tract itself. The second is in the physiology of the brain. And the third comes down to behavior. So in mammals like humans and primates, vocalizations are produced from the larynx or voice box, which sits at the top of your trachea. Birds also have a larynx, but it doesn't actually produce sound. Instead, they produce sound from something far below called the syrinx, which exists only in birds. Now, the really notable thing about the syrinx is it sits right where the trachea splits off into the two sides of the lungs. And this is important for birds because it means that at least some birds have independent muscle control where they can make two different sounds at the same time. So that's the physiology that explains why something like a McGregor's bowerbird is capable of that kind of complex vocal mimicry. But that doesn't explain why non-human primates who have such similar voice boxes to ourselves can't do that. And for that answer, we have to look to the brain. The part of the brain that's responsible for this kind of vocalizations are called the cortical association areas. And what we find is they're just not as developed in non-human primates as they are in people. In fact, our closest relatives top out at around 40 to 50 different individual sounds. Birds, on the other hand, at least some birds, do dedicate quite a lot of space to really honing their mimicry. And the explanation as to why they do that rests on our third and final component, which is behavior. For some birds, mimicry is an important tool either for advertising your quality as a potential mate or for general social bonding purposes, which is exactly why in the context of pet ownership, birds like starlings and ravens will learn the things that they hear most often said to them, sometimes leading to some rather charming phrases.
You alright, Mom? You alright, Mom? You alright, Mom? Are you alright, Mom? You alright? I'm alright. I'm alright.